And now we can just buckle in for a little bit more talky-talky. We get to learn all about Setzer's fallen friend. In a pretty novel method of storytelling, actually. I actually really enjoy this scene. This is the only scene in the game where we hear this particular music. Setzer's lady fan is a bit of a daredevil. And she built an airship that's better than his airship. I don't know where this room is, by the way. Kind of annoys me that Setzer's got an unopened treasure box just chilling in his room. Ah, remember when the world was bright and blue and filled with crisp, cool air, salty ocean breeze. But then Kefka had to go and poop on everybody's everything. Darryl has a unique sprite in the game, which back in the day, back in the 90s, gave way to a lot of just speculation and rumors. Like, was there a way to bring her back from the life so she could join your party? There's another character in the game whose identity is a mystery. A lot of people think that that character is Darryl in disguise. Personally, I don't buy any of it. Setzer would not have built this giant, elaborate tomb if he didn't have something to bury. I think he found her body amidst the wreckage of the Falcon, laid it to rest, and lived a life of regret ever since. And he stands precariously close to the edge of this hill. It's a wonder he didn't fall off himself. Yep. It'd be one thing if he had a line that says, like, oh, her body was never found, but he built a tomb for her. She's dead. She's dead and buried. No other character is Darryl. Here we go. Best song in the game. Most excellent. Now, there's a couple of things we can do now that we have the air. I mean, we can do everything. We can do everything in the game now. There's literally nobody telling us what to do, where to go. It's going to give us a very non-subtle hint here on where to go. And it tells you if you land on top of Kefka's tower, that's how you trigger the final dungeon in the game. And you can go there right now. But this bird gives you a nice little hint on what to do next. A starting place. Nothing in the game scales, like nothing in the game is level appropriate. Everything's just as hard as it is, so some of the side quests we can do are harder than others. And they're kind of pointing you towards like the first major one, that ends with recruiting one of your friends again. And we are going to do that, but we have a couple, I'm not flying, this is autopilot, I guess. There's a couple of things we want to take care of first. Just a couple of little like nickel and dime things that we can do right away with very little risk of injury. The first thing we can do, before you fly anywhere in the world of Ruin, get in the habit of landing your airship. You don't have any magic at all. Being at full hit points, making sure nobody's level is divisible by 5. Because there's a flying, horrible monster in the world that we might run into, and if we do, we have to just survive it and chase it off. So our first step is going to be flying down here. Back to the island where Celeste woke up. So here's a dick move, because we get back here, and we managed to save Sid. Sid's still alive. But we don't, like, invite him aboard the airship or anything. However, there's Magicite out here now. The Quetzali Magicite. And Quetzali is one of the... I mean, you can learn some good stuff. Float, Haste Sloga. Good stuff. But it's one of the few Magicite in the game. Actually, what was the stats on it? I forget. Nothing. No stats. It's one of the few Espers in the game that's actually better for its summon ability than for the spells it teaches or for the stats it gives. It puts everybody in jump status, which means it makes everybody jump like they have the Dragoon Boots, which is very useful in a couple key places. The next place we need to go is not marked on the map, but an NPC tells you about it somewhere in the wide world, where the trees are shaped like a cross. We can go in, and look, it's Bannon, with different colors. No, it's actually Sabin's old master Duncan, who, as I mentioned before, his wife tells he was still alive. And the reason we come here is because after this little cutscene, Duncan will teach Sabin the strongest blitz in the game. This version calls it the Phantom Rush, but come on, we all know it as the Bum Rush. And if you... It's based on his magic, so if you train up his magic stat like we've been doing and give him earrings, it's an incredibly large amount of damage. And I don't think it's typed. I don't think anything in the game can resist or absorb the Bum Rush. And anyway, it's just a fun little cutscene, so why not? And then that's that. Why Duncan doesn't make his way back to South Figaro and live with his wife, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. Sad to say. Yeah, we know. The Bum Rush. We got it. And the Bum Rush is notoriously difficult to use because it's a 360 motion on a D-pad, and 360 motions on D-pads like feel terrible. But again, we can use our Blitz shortcut method. Here it is down here. Forward, forward, up, up, right, right, down, down, forward, forward. So now we've got the best Blitz in the game. Next, we actually have to just kind of dip our toes into Kefka's Tower. Just for a second. Just for half a moment. Because there's nobody aboard the airship that's not in our party. We've got a 4-person party, so everybody in the airship is in the party. We don't have a way to... We don't have a way to take anybody out of the party unless we do this. This is the only way to alter your party at all until you recruit a 5th character. So now they're pontificating. If we destroy Kefka, we destroy the Warring Triad, what happens to Terra? And then if you've recruited Terra at this point, the airship pans over to her, and she blinks or something like... So we just need to form 3 temporary parties. Just enough to hop on down. And here's the final dungeon. Here's Kefka's Tower, this massive 3-party structure. And... oh, wait a minute. Edgar's got teleport, right? He does. I don't want to get any encounters in Kefka's Tower yet. We're not quite that strong. And when you do that, it puts you back on the airship with just Setzer. So now we can form whatever party we want. And it doesn't matter who's in the party right now. It's not a big deal. This is fine. We're going to make a 3-person party. Hopefully not run into any terrible monsters as we fly back over the Serpent Trench. And those drums can only mean one thing. They mean we found our way back to the Velds. These Templars are no problem. Ding! That should do it, actually. That should be it. Because there's no side quests, no dungeon, no tricky minigame involved with recruiting Gao. He just made his way back to the Veld. All you gotta do is come here with 3 people and you can have him. There's a new cave here, which is interesting. I normally wouldn't even fight these battles. Can't get experience here, but a couple of magic points never hurt nobody. I knew that Gao wasn't going to show up in that formation because he can't show up in a formation unless your party members are on the right-hand side of the screen. If it's a back attack or a side attack or a pincher attack, you can't get Gao back. And then we have a very important job for Gao once he's back in action. Alright, he's being shy. Where are you at, homie? There's no more town on the Veldt. And it's connected to the northern continent now, but you can't walk off the Veldt. There's like a mountain range or something in the way. Let's just one-shot all these guys. I did Phantom Rush input. I doubt we'll actually see it come out, but there's my ban. It resets all your commands once Gao shows up. And it's a good thing, because if it doesn't, and you hit him, it scares him off. And he doesn't rejoin your party. Alright, Gao, let's go ahead. Put you in the back row for now. You know what? No, go to the front row, because I'll forget to put you back later if I don't do that. I need to give you a reflect ring. And that's really all you need is a reflect ring, but whatever. Go ahead and take Hermes sandals as well. There, he's got a shield now. I don't know what Esper he was worried about. Probably he was rocking Bismarck for the strength. Well, he had Ifrit for the strength, clearly. I'm going to go back to Bismarck. Again, it's not going to matter because he's not going to be in the party for that long. But I guess we should take either Sabin or Gao into our next dungeon, but not both because they can't both use the same shield. So very early in the game, we went to a place and found a hero ring and a treasure box. Up about here. There it is. They said they were going to build a grand coliseum. Well, guess what? Now it is complete. We're going to safety save there. We have an item we want to get out of this coliseum right now that we should be able to get pretty easily by betting the dress we found in the dungeon. This death machine, if we're lucky, will try to cast death. It'll bounce off Gao's reflects. And the fight will be over just like that. Yeah, that'll do the trick, Gao. You got it. Gravity will do it. Well, and that's why... that's why we dropped a safety save. Just for that. Let's see here. We can just, you know... pretend that didn't happen. Load the game. The problem is, if you okay, you go to the Coliseum, you have no control over your characters. Your character just does whatever they want to do. So I actually don't feel bad at all about save scumming the Coliseum, because 9 times out of 10 when you lose in the Coliseum, it's because he's not level 5, is he? He's level 23. Okay, good. Because if you lose, it's because your character did something really stupid and bad and wrong. No skin off your nose. It's just pretty much random what happens here. See, this is what we wanted the first time. That's that. We get the Minerva Bustier. Minerva Bustier is essentially the best piece of armor in the game for any female. Look at that. Look at that. Like, whoa! That's a good piece of equipment. Alright, I guess we're going to... We've already unequipped Sabin, so I guess we're not taking Sabin with us. You're still learning Phantom, you're learning Fenrir still, that's all fine. Let's go ahead and get Setzer back in the party. Where is Setzer? Oh, I think he's in this room here. Ah, there we go. And our good friend Gao, and of course Celeste. And I guess we'll take Edgar. We can't have Gao and Sabin together yet because we don't have enough shields to hack it. Also, is that you, Erau? Did you survive? We saw your grave. I'm glad Erau is still alive. Now at long last, let's go ahead and chase down that bird we saw. The bird flew to Miranda, which now has a little side quest for us. There's actually 2 side quests in Miranda in this version of the game. Down in that desert, we can actually get an Esper later. And by later, I mean much later. We can't survive it yet. But if we go in here, we get to meet the wounded soldier's girlfriend, the wounded soldier from Mobliz. But wait a minute. Wasn't Mobliz blown up? Hey, can I read your mail? Thanks. My beloved Lola, art thou well? Nobody talks like that. Wait a minute. One dude talks like that. Good old Cyan. No problem, Lola. And if we attach the carrier pigeon, it'll show us where Cyan is hanging out. Let's see. It spins around in circles for about 8 minutes. Then it flies south, kind of spins around again, passes over the Opera House, over Jador, and comes in around Zozo. Zozo is another one of the dungeons that survived into the world of Ruin. But dear viewer, we are going to have to worry about Zozo another time, for it is time to save, it is time to end the video, it's time to say, I'll see you later. Shoutouts to Zircoro Neo, who sponsored this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.